Hey YouTube, this is TechHunters doing another toy review. Now this is for something that's quite old. It's a retro toy review, and now this isn't in the best of shapes and it's not 100% complete, but what this is the vintage Captain Power Base, and this was made by Mattel way back in the day when they were doing 3¼ inch figures for the Captain Power line. And this was the main hero playset. Now I have it set up as best I could, because it's so large I have to do the review on the ground. I would prefer to do my review station, but unfortunately I don't have the space to do it. So this is the front of the set. So as you can see, it was a big mount. It was supposed to be like a mountainside playset, and it has, I think the idea behind it, because it's battery operated, but I never really tried it out, is it actually was supposed to have blow apart features. So these sections here would blow apart. This door section would open and blow up. So there's a section here that opens up. There's an entryway in here, and these parts up here, you can see there's gun platforms up here. I think these red sections would pop open like that, and they would knock all pieces out when they simulate an explosion. Basically, the way the toys interacted is they interacted with the TV show and the video cassettes for the TV show. So there was a little segment after, I think during the credits sequences, that you'd have it pointed at the base, and then when the base was getting more and more damaged, bits would be blowing off it. So this entire top section is removable, and there's this big gun section which would interact with the TV show. This would have lights, and this was the infrared, I think, that would detect the kind of blasts and stuff when it was being fired upon. There is a seat for a person in here, and as you can see, I have one of my figures in here. I have Captain Power himself sitting there. Let's put this back on. It's a bit tricky to get on while doing this review, so hopefully I can get it back on. There we go. And as I said, it would blow open there. These would come out. Now it's missing one of the guns on the opposite side, which is one of the parts that it's missing. And I have I think they were the Phantom Jets or whatever they were called. I have that just set up on the actual crawler. What's cool about this is, now this isn't complete, there should be an extra kind of turret section here, but this has a entire kind of crawler section underneath, and you can slide this whole landing platform off to become separate stuff. So the landing platform actually it's supposed to have two of these legs underneath. Now this one is incomplete. I actually have a second one of these landing platforms which are complete and has both legs, which I use as a standalone kind of landing platform. You can actually use these on their own and then have this crawler section as an additional vehicle. But the way it works is it has these panels and it just lines up and slides into place. If I can just get it into place while on camera, would be nice. It might be a bit of a tight fit, but I'll just leave it at that because I don't want to force it. But you get the idea. It slides into place with that. The other section is another separating piece. It has this kind of tract. Unfortunately, this is fairly manky, needs a good clean. But it has this kind of turret type thing on it with this wind up radar dish that would go around, and then you have a seat for a figure. In fact, I'll just use this G.I. Joe figure I have at hand so you can see, you can fit the figure in here, and it's supposed to be like a mobile cannon type idea. Unfortunately, one of the guns on the front is broken, so I'm going to have to glue that in place. And then onto the main playset itself. I'll just rotate it around. So I just need to lock the gun piece back into place. So the main playset itself is this kind of giant computer screen area and giant kind of gantry system and stuff like that. Now it is incomplete. I should have another yellow, just a single double yellow one of those on this side. And what's cool about these is they actually can rotate. So for example, if you wanted to kind of collapse it away, make it a little bit more nicher, you can actually do that with this system. Let me just move the camera a small bit so you can see it. So those are on kind of a swivel, and it's the same on the opposite side, it swivels around. And as you saw earlier, the top piece comes off, and there's a little trigger under here for you to fire back at the screen and stuff like that. It does take batteries. I've never really tested it to see if it works. I got it a good many years off eBay, and I never really picked up the batteries for it because it uses the really big, giant, chunky batteries, and it also uses one of the square block style batteries as well. So it actually uses quite a few batteries. And so you got big giant display screens on the front. You can see these are supposed to be the bad guy ships, Lord Dread ships, and I think that's supposed to be Captain Power on one screen. Then you have this big whole screen thing. Now it looks like on the actual thing these kind of move when it gets shot at, so these kind of shake and vibrate. But the mechanism I don't think really works, because if I take off this piece, the peg that holds these into place looks a slight bit broken. But what I wanted to show with the camera separated is this underneath section. It's quite nicely detailed. It's like this is where the batteries go in, and it's kind of nice that they put a big lightning bolt symbol on it, kind of like a power door, like electrical circuitry box or something like that. And then you got a speaker on this side, so that's where the voices and stuff for the electronics would come out. I'm not too sure what sounds it made. I'm assuming it was mostly blaster effects, but there could have been audio from the show itself, like Captain Power giving orders and stuff like that. But other than that, I'm not too sure. But moving back up, it's quite a nice set. I'll just grab the good old G.I. Joe figure so you can see him in scale to the playset. He looks really, really cool. I mostly use this for my Star Wars stuff, and for the more modern G.I. Joes, this is just one of the figures I had to hand for this review. But it's quite a nice set. It's quite hard to find, unfortunately, and I will say that even when you do find it, it can be very pricey. When I picked this one up originally, sorry about that. So as I was saying, it was probably pretty cheap, but it's really rare to get, so I do recommend getting one if you can get one pretty cheap, but I wouldn't pay ludicrous prices for it. I know boxed ones can go for anywhere up to 400 to 500 quid, which is nearly, in fact, it's nearly the same price as the G.I. Joe flag kind of thing. Some of them can go as high as that, so it is a rare piece, but it is quite a cool piece. So there you go, guys, just a quick video review for the Captain Power power base made by Mattel. It needs a bit of cleaning. As you can see, it's fairly filthy. I usually just have it stored, and I usually dig it out every so often for diorama shots. So there you go, guys, just a quick video review for this. I hope you enjoyed the video review. As I usually say, if you like my videos, click like. If you want to comment, feel free to comment, and feel free to subscribe to my channel. Cheers, guys.